Major Orvex Stone, United States Air Force, Presidential Airlift Squadron, Andrews Air Force Base, Maryland. October 30th, 2025. Time is 14:23 Eastern Standard. Recording this on handheld recorder. Personal device. Not official channels. Official channels are down. Everything's down. The command structure. The chain of command. The government. Everything. Air Force One is down. Shot down. 5 minutes ago. The president is dead. Vice president is dead. Secretary of State is dead. The entire cabinet. The Joint Chiefs. Congressional leadership. All dead. Everyone aboard Air Force One. Gone. And that's not the worst part. That's not even the worst part. Multiple nuclear detonations. Washington, D.C. Simultaneous strike. 14:17 Eastern Standard. 6 minutes ago. The White House. The Capitol Building. The Pentagon. Andrews is 11 miles from D.C. We felt it. We saw it. The flashes. Multiple flashes. The mushroom clouds rising. 3 of them. Maybe 4. Still counting. Still trying to understand what just happened. This is a decapitation strike. This is what we trained for. What we planned for. What we never thought would actually happen. Enemy strikes at leadership. Takes out the entire command structure. The president. The succession. The military command. All of it. Gone. In 6 minutes. 6 minutes, and the United States government ceased to exist. I'm at Andrews. Flight operations. I was scheduled to fly today. Transport mission. Routine. Then the alarms. The alerts. NORAD detection. Multiple launches. Inbound. Impact imminent. Then the order. Evacuate Air Force One. Get the president airborne. Emergency departure. No time for proper protocols. Just go. Go now. Air Force One launched at 14:15. 2 minutes before first impact. The president aboard. Vice president. Most of the cabinet. They were in emergency meeting. Situation room at White House. Pulled them out. Got them to Andrews. Got them aboard. Launched. 2 minutes. Not enough time. Wasn't enough time. The missile. Surface to air. Fired from. We don't know where. Somewhere in Maryland. Portable launcher. Terrorist cell. Coordinated attack. The missile hit Air Force One at 14:22. 5 minutes after takeoff. The aircraft exploded. Mid-air breakup. No survivors possible. I watched it. I was on the flight line. I watched the most secure aircraft in the world explode. Watched the president die. Watched everyone die. Then the detonations. Washington, D.C. I'm seeing the mushroom clouds right now. From the flight line. 11 miles away. I can see them. 3 confirmed. White House. Capitol. Pentagon. Maybe more. The skyline is gone. There's nothing there. Just smoke. Fire. Mushroom clouds. My capital. My government. My chain of command. Gone. My name is Orvex Stone. Major. 15 years Air Force. Presidential Airlift Squadron for 6 years. I've flown support missions for 3 presidents. Transported cabinet members. Congressional delegations. Foreign dignitaries. I've been responsible for the most important people in the world. Kept them safe. Kept them secure. That was my job. My responsibility. My duty. I failed. We failed. Everyone failed. The president is dead. The government is dead. The country is. I don't know. Don't know what happens now. Don't know who's in charge. Don't know if anyone's in charge. Continuity of government protocols. We have them. Designated survivors. Secretary of. I don't know which secretary. Someone who wasn't at the emergency meeting. Someone who wasn't on Air Force One. Someone who's alive. Somewhere. If they're alive. If they survived the strikes. If they can be located. If they can assume command. If. But right now there's no government. No president. No vice president. No cabinet. No military command. No chain of command. Just chaos. Just confusion. Just people trying to figure out what to do. What happens? What comes next? My daughter, Iris. She's 14 years old. National Cathedral School. 4.2 miles from the White House. 4.2 miles from Ground Zero. One of the Ground Zeros. Multiple strikes. Multiple Ground Zeros. Iris is at one of them. National Cathedral School. Upper Northwest DC, good school. Private. Expensive. My ex-wife insisted. Said Iris deserved the best education. I agreed. Paid the tuition. Drove her there every morning before my shift. Picked her up every afternoon. That was our time. Just us. Talking. Laughing. Being father and daughter. This morning I dropped her off at 07:45. She had chemistry test. Was nervous. I told her she'd do fine. She's smart. Dedicated. Works hard. She smiled. Said thanks, Dad. Walked into the school. Last time I saw her. That was 6 hours ago. 6 hours and 40 minutes. Now the school is 4.2 miles from where a nuclear warhead detonated. Blast radius. Thermal effects. At 4 miles. The blast overpressure. The thermal pulse. The school building is brick. Old. Historic. Beautiful. Not hardened. Not designed to survive nuclear strike. At 4 miles. Severe damage. Possible survival. Depends on the yield. Depends on the exact location. Depends on luck. I don't know if my daughter is alive. Don't know if the school is still standing. Don't know if anyone in DC is still alive. Communications are down. Cell networks collapsed. Landlines dead. Radio channels overwhelmed. I can't reach the school. Can't reach Iris. Can't reach anyone in the city. It's just gone. Silent. Dead. The yield estimates. Intelligence is coming through military channels. What's left of them? The strikes. Estimated 550 kiloton warheads. Each. Multiple strikes. White House 550. Capitol 550. Pentagon 750. That's confirmed. 3 warheads minimum. Maybe more. Still assessing. Still trying to count mushroom clouds through the smoke. At 4.2 miles from a 550 kiloton blast. The thermal radius. 3rd degree burns through windows. Blast overpressure. Severe structural damage. Iris. If she was inside. If she was in interior room. If the building held. She might have survived. Maybe. Probably not. But maybe. I'm trying not to think about it. Trying to focus. Do my job. Coordinate. Respond. That's what military does. We respond. We coordinate. We continue. Even when everything's gone. Even when there's no chain of command. Even when the president is dead. We continue. We respond. That's training. That's discipline. That's duty. But I'm her father. Before I'm military. Before I'm major. Before I'm pilot. I'm father. And my daughter is 4 miles from ground zero. And I can't reach her. Can't help her. Can't protect her. Can't do anything. Just stand here at Andrews. Watch the mushroom clouds rise. Watch my city burn. Watch my world end. And not know. Not know if she's alive. Not know if she's dead. Not know anything. The base is chaos. Andrews Air Force Base. Everyone responding. Everyone coordinating. Fighter aircraft launching. Reconnaissance missions. Damage assessment. Medical evacuation assets deploying. Ground units mobilizing. Everyone doing something. Everyone responding to. To what? To no orders. To no command. To no chain. Just responding. Doing what we're trained to do. Because that's all we can do. The command center. Base operations. I'm heading there now. Need to coordinate. Need to help. Need to do something. Anything. Better than standing here. Watching. Wondering. Not knowing. The radiation detectors. Base perimeter. They're reading elevated levels. Fallout. Already. Wind is southeasterly. 8 knots. The plume is spreading. The contamination. Heading southeast from DC. Andrews is southeast of DC, 11 miles. We're in the fallout pattern. The radiation is coming. Already here. Climbing. 200 Röntgen per hour external. That's dangerous. That's lethal with prolonged exposure. We need to shelter. Need to seal buildings. Need to protect personnel. Need to respond. But Iris is in the city. In the hot zone. In the primary blast area. Not just fallout. Primary radiation. Prompt radiation. Neutron flux. Gamma rays. If she survived the blast. If the building stood. She's being irradiated. Right now. Massive doses. Lethal doses. Even if she survived. Even if she's alive. The radiation. It's killing her. Slowly. Over hours. Over days. Radiation sickness. Acute radiation syndrome. That's what happens to survivors at ground zero. They survive the blast. Then the radiation kills them. Days later. Weeks later. But it kills them. I can't think about that. Can't. Have to focus. Do my job. Coordinate response. Help survivors. Save who can be saved. That's duty. That's training. That's what I do. Even when my daughter. Even when I don't know. Can't know. Have to do my job anyway. Command center. I'm entering now. Trying to get updates. Trying to coordinate. Trying to understand what happened. How this happened. Who did this? Why? The briefing. Intelligence officer. Captain Beaumont. He's explaining. Sharing what they know. What they think they know. The attack. Coordinated. Multiple strike vectors. SLBM launch. Submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Fired from Atlantic. Close range. Flight time under 10 minutes. Warning time. Minimal. NORAD detected at 14:13. Impact at 14:17. 4 minutes warning. 4 minutes to evacuate Air Force One. 4 minutes to alert everyone. 4 minutes to respond. Not enough. Wasn't enough. The President. Emergency meeting underway. Situation room. White House. Alert came through. Secret Service initiated emergency evacuation. Got the President out. Got Cabinet out. Transport to Andrews. Emergency departure. 2 minutes to get airborne. They made it. Got everyone aboard. Launched at 14:15. 2 minutes before impact. Should have been safe. Should have been clear. Should have survived. Then the missile. Surface to air. Stinger derivative. Military grade. Fired from location east of Andrews. Tracking shows. Shows it came from Maryland suburbs. Residential area. Coordinated with the nuclear strikes. Someone knew. Someone knew the evacuation route. Knew Air Force One would launch. Knew the flight path. Position missile team. Waited. Fired when aircraft was most vulnerable. Right after takeoff. Low altitude. Climbing. Unable to evade. The missile hit. Aircraft destroyed. Everyone killed. This was planned. This was coordinated. This was inside knowledge. Someone knew the evacuation protocols. Knew the routes. Knew the timing. Knew everything. This wasn't just enemy strike. This was betrayal. This was insider threat. This was someone with access. With knowledge. With capability. Someone helped them. Someone inside. Someone who knew our procedures. Our protocols. Our vulnerabilities. Captain Beaumont is saying. He's saying investigation is active. Trying to determine how enemy knew evacuation plans. How they positioned missile team. How they coordinated timing. But everyone who knew the protocols. Everyone with that access. They're dead. They were in the situation room. They were on Air Force One. They were at the Pentagon. They're gone. The people who could investigate. The people with authority. The people with answers. They're dead. All of them. So we investigate ourselves. We try to understand ourselves. We try to figure out ourselves. How our own security killed our own leadership. How our own protocols facilitated our own destruction. How we failed. Completely. Totally. Catastrophically. The casualty estimates. White House 550 kilotons. Capitol 550 kilotons. Pentagon 750 kilotons. Impact zone. Downtown DC, government district. Population density. Time of day. Working hours. Government offices full. Tourists. Residents. Everyone. Immediate deaths. Within 1 mile of each strike. Thermal pulse. Blast over pressure. Estimated 280,000 killed instantly. 2 to 5 mile radius. Severe damage. Massive casualties. Estimated 420,000 dead or dying. Total. Downtown DC, 700,000 casualties. Minimum. Maybe more. Maybe much more. The whole city. Everyone. Gone. The government. The president dead. Vice president dead. Speaker of the House was in Capitol. Dead. President pro tempore in Capitol. Dead. Secretary of State on Air Force One. Dead. Secretary of Treasury. Secretary of Defense. All of them. Dead. The line of succession. It's gone. Wiped out. Everyone. All of them. Everyone who would assume presidency. Everyone who would take command. Everyone who was important. They're dead. Designated survivor. We have protocols. Someone always stays behind. Someone who can assume presidency if everyone else dies. But we don't know. Don't know who it was today. Don't know where they are. Don't know if they survived. Don't know if they're alive. Don't know if they can be found. Don't know if they can assume command. Don't know anything. Just chaos. Just confusion. Just command structure collapsed. Who's in charge? Asking Captain Beaumont. Asking anyone. Who's giving orders? Who's in command? Who do we report to? Nobody knows. Nobody. NORAD is coordinating military response. Automated protocols. Defense Condition 1. Maximum readiness. But there's no commander-in-chief. No civilian authority. No chain of command. Just military. Just automated response. Just us. Trying to figure out what to do. What happens? What comes next? My daughter. For 0.2 miles from the White House. Asking about rescue operations. Asking about survivor extraction. Asking about going into the city. Finding survivors. Finding Iris. Captain Beaumont is shaking his head. No rescue operations yet. Radiation levels too high. Fallout spreading. Infrastructure collapsed. Roads impassable. Fires everywhere. Going into the city is suicide. Anyone going in, they're not coming out. Not alive. Not without lethal radiation exposure. We have to wait. Wait for radiation to decline. Wait for safe entry. Wait days, maybe weeks, before we can go in, before we can search, before we can find survivors. If there are survivors, if anyone survived, days, weeks. Iris has been in the blast zone for 8 minutes now. 8 minutes. If she's alive, if she survived, she's being irradiated. She's dying. Over hours, over days, and I can't reach her. Can't help her. Have to wait. Wait while she dies. Wait while everyone dies. Wait because going in means dying too. Means throwing my life away for nothing. For corpses. For radiation victims. For people who are already dead. Already dying. Already beyond help. That's the calculation. That's the decision. That's the impossible choice. Go into the city. Try to find Iris. Trying. Die from radiation. Die from collapsed buildings. Die from fires. Die for nothing. Or stay here. Do my duty. Coordinate response. Help survivors who can be helped. Save people who can be saved. Live. Survive. Function. And let Iris die. Let her die alone. Let her die wondering where I am. Why I didn't come. Why Daddy didn't save her. Both options. She probably dies anyway. Probably already dead. Probably killed in the initial blast. Building collapsed. Thermal burns. Trauma. Dead instantly. Probably. That's what the numbers say. That's what the casualty projections say. For miles from ground zero. Low survival probability. She's probably dead. Probably. So going in. Going to find her. It's probably futile. Probably suicide. Probably throwing my life away for corpse recovery. For body identification. For closure I won't survive to experience. That's the math. That's the rational calculation. That's what training says. What duty says. What survival says. Don't go. Stay here. Do your job. Help the living. Forget the dead. Forget the probably dead. Forget your daughter. She's gone. You can't save her. You can only die trying. Stay. Live. Function. That's what you do. That's what military does. We assess. We calculate. We choose the rational option. We survive. But she's my daughter. She's Iris. She's 14 years old. She's scared. She's alone. She's probably dead. Probably. But maybe not. Maybe she survived. Maybe the building stood. Maybe she's in the basement. Maybe she's sheltered. Maybe she's alive. Injured. Terrified. Waiting. Waiting for Daddy. Waiting for rescue. Waiting for someone to come. To help. To save her. And I'm here. 11 miles away. Safe. Unharmed. Protected. Doing my duty. Coordinating response. Helping others. While my daughter. While Iris. While maybe she's alive. Maybe she's waiting. Maybe she's dying. And I'm staying here. Because the math says so. Because duty says so. Because survival says so. Because rational calculation says suicide is stupid. Says throwing my life away is wrong. Says I can help more people by staying. By living. By functioning. The math is right. The calculation is correct. The rational choice is stay. I know that. I understand that. I accept that. But she's my daughter, and I don't know if she's alive. And I can't stand here. Can't just accept that she's probably dead. Can't. 10 minutes since the strikes. The mushroom clouds are still rising, still growing. The smoke is spreading. The fallout is spreading. The radiation is spreading. My daughter is in that. My city is in that. My country's government is in that. Everything, everyone, in the smoke, in the fallout, in the radiation, in the death. And I'm here, safe, functional, coordinating, surviving, while they die, while she dies, while everyone dies. That's duty. That's training. That's what we do. We survive. We continue. We function. Even when everything else dies, even when everyone else dies, we continue. Because someone has to. Someone has to survive. Someone has to coordinate. Someone has to respond. That's us. That's military. That's me. Continuing. Functioning. Surviving. While my daughter dies. While my government dies. While my world dies. I continue. I function. I survive. That's the job. That's the duty. That's the impossible choice. And I'm making it. I'm doing my duty. And my daughter is dying. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Can't know. Have to accept. Have to continue. Have to survive. That's what I do. That's who I am. Major Orvex Stone, United States Air Force, Presidential Airlift Squadron, continuing to function while everything dies, while everyone dies, while she dies. That's duty. That's training. That's who I am. Even when I hate it, even when I hate myself, even when I hate everything, I continue. I function. I survive. That's the job. Hour 3, 1700 hours Eastern Standard. 3 hours since the strikes. 3 hours since my world ended. The command center. Base operations. I've been here. Coordinating. Trying to coordinate. Trying to establish some kind of order. Some kind of structure. Some kind of chain of command that doesn't exist anymore. NORAD is broadcasting. Military emergency channels. Strategic command assuming temporary authority. No civilian government located. No designated survivor confirmed. No constitutional succession possible at this time. Military command authorized under emergency powers. Defense condition 1 maintained. All forces maximum readiness. Prepare for possible additional strikes. Prepare for possible retaliation orders. Prepare for what? For orders that won't come? From authority that doesn't exist? From command structure that's dead? The situation. Let me document what we know. What we think we know. What we're trying to understand. The strikes. 3 confirmed detonations. White House. Capitol Building. Pentagon. Time 14:17 Eastern Standard. Simultaneous strikes. Submarine launched ballistic missiles. Russian submarine confirmed. Attack class. Single boat. 6 missiles launched. 3 hit targets. 3 intercepted. Partially. Our missile defense got 3. Destroyed them. Saved 3 targets. But 3 got through. 3 detonated. 3 strikes. 700,000 dead. Government destroyed. Command structure eliminated. Country decapitated. Air Force One. Shot down 1422. Surface-to-air missile. Stinger derivative. Military grade. Fired from Bowie, Maryland. Residential neighborhood. 17 miles from Andrews. Along flight path. Coordinated. Someone knew. Someone positioned the team. Someone waited. Someone fired. Someone killed the president. The cabinet. The succession. Everyone. Someone with inside knowledge. Someone with access. Someone who betrayed everything. Everyone. Us. The investigation. It's impossible. Everyone with security clearance for evacuation protocols. Everyone who knew the plans. The routes. The procedures. They're dead. They were on Air Force One. They were in the Situation Room. They were at the Pentagon. The people who could have leaked the information. The people who could have betrayed us. They're dead too. They died with everyone else. So either they betrayed us and died with their victims, or someone else had access. Someone who shouldn't have had access. Someone who obtained classified information. Someone who sold us out. Sold everyone out. And we don't know who. Can't know who. Can't investigate dead people. Can't question corpses. Can't find answers when everyone who had answers is vapor. Is ash. Is radiation-poisoned dust settling over Maryland. The casualty count. It's still preliminary. Still estimating. Still trying to understand the scope. Washington, D.C. downtown core. 3 strikes. The entire government district. Vaporized. Within 1 mile of each detonation. Complete destruction. 280,000 immediate deaths. 1 to 3 miles. Severe damage. Fires. Structural collapse. 420,000 casualties. 3 to 6 miles. Moderate damage. Radiation exposure. 130,000 additional casualties expected. Total. 830,000 dead or dying. In Washington, D.C. My capital. My government's home. 800,000 people. Gone. Dying. Dead. In 3 strikes. In 3 seconds. In 3 blinding flashes that I watched from 11 miles away. The government. Status. No president. No vice president. No joint chiefs. No congressional leadership. No Supreme Court. They were evacuating. Emergency transport from Supreme Court building. Heading to Andrews. They didn't make it. Caught in blast radius. Vehicle convoy destroyed. All justices presumed dead. The designated survivor. We found them. Found him. Secretary of Agriculture. Thomas Kingsley. He was at event in Iowa. Agricultural conference. Des Moines. He was the designated survivor today. The one cabinet member left behind. The continuity of government. He's alive. He's being transported to secure location. He's going to be sworn in. Going to assume presidency. Going to become commander-in-chief. Secretary of Agriculture. 12th in line of succession. Never expected. Never prepared. Never imagined. He's going to be president. Of what's left. Of whatever survives. Of whatever remains. The radio. I'm listening to emergency broadcasts. Civilian channels. The news. The panic. The chaos. The confusion. Everyone asking what happened. What's happening? What comes next? Nobody has answers. Nobody knows. The government's gone. The leadership's dead. The capital's destroyed. And nobody knows what happens now. What we do. What anyone does. The military. We're holding. Maintaining. Coordinating. Strategic Command issuing orders. NORAD coordinating defense. Pacific Command. European Command. All commands maintaining posture. All forces alert. All assets ready. Ready for what? Ready for retaliation? Ready for additional strikes? Ready for orders from President who's being flown to secure location? President who's Secretary of Agriculture? President who probably doesn't know our capabilities? Our procedures? Our options? He's going to give launch authority? He's going to make strategic decisions? He's a civilian. He's a cabinet secretary. He's not military. He's not trained for this. He's not prepared. He's what we have. He's all we have. He's the only surviving member of presidential succession. He's the government now. He's the authority. He's going to decide if we retaliate, if we launch, if we end the world or try to save what's left. That's not confidence inspiring. That's terrifying. The Secretary of Agriculture is about to have nuclear launch authority, about to command the most powerful military in history, about to make decisions that determine if civilization continues or ends. And he's probably in shock, probably terrified, probably overwhelmed, probably not ready, not prepared, not capable. But he's what we have. He's all that's left. He's the government. He's the president. Soon, when they swear him in, when they give him the codes, when they brief him on our capabilities, our readiness, our options, when they ask him if we retaliate, if we launch, if we respond in kind, if we kill 800 million Russians because they killed 800,000 Americans, if we escalate, if we end everything, what will he say? What will Secretary of Agriculture Thomas Kingsley say when asked if we should start World War III? I don't know. Nobody knows. We're waiting. We're maintaining readiness. We're prepared to execute. If ordered, if commanded, if President Kingsley, if he gives the order, we'll execute. We'll launch. We'll retaliate. We'll kill everyone. Everyone everywhere. That's our job. That's our capability. That's what we're trained for. Mutual assured destruction. They hit us. We hit them. Everyone dies. That's the doctrine. That's the deterrent. That's what prevented this for 80 years. The certainty of retaliation. The knowledge that attacking means suicide. Means everyone dies. That prevented this. Until today. Until it didn't. Until someone decided mutual destruction was acceptable. Until someone launched anyway. Until someone killed our government. Our capital. Our leadership. And now we decide. Do we retaliate? Do we launch? Do we end the world? Or do we? Do we what? Accept it? Absorb it? Let them win. Let them decapitate us and just continue. Just survive. Just accept that they killed our government and we're not going to respond. Not going to retaliate. Not going to make them pay. That's the choice. That's the choice. That's what President Kingsley has to decide. In the next hours. The next minutes maybe. Does he order retaliation? Does he preserve deterrence? Does he prove that attacking America means death? Or does he choose survival? Choose continuation? Choose not to kill 800 million people? Choose not to end civilization? Choose to let the attack succeed? Let them win. Let our dead stay unavenged? I don't know what I would choose. Don't know what's right. Don't know if there is a right choice. Both options are impossible, are unacceptable, are wrong. Retaliate means escalation, means global war, means nuclear winter, means extinction probably, but not retaliating. That means they win. That means decapitation strikes work. That means other nations will try it, will target our leadership, will think they can get away with it, will think America won't respond, won't retaliate, will think we're weak, we're broken, we're defeated. That invites more attacks, more strikes, more disasters, proves that killing our government works, proves that we won't respond, proves that deterrence is dead. That means more wars, more attacks, more death, just spread out, over time, instead of all at once. So what's the right choice? Kill everyone now, or let them kill us slowly? Those are the options. Those are the choices. Those are impossible. Both of them. No good option. No right answer. Just death. Now or later. Fast or slow. All at once or over years. That's the choice. That's what President Kingsley has to decide. That's what Secretary of Agriculture has to decide. While he's being flown to secure location. While he's being briefed on capabilities. While he's being given nuclear launch codes. While he's being told he's president now. Told he's commander-in-chief. Told he has to decide. Has to choose. Has to determine if humanity continues or ends. That's on him now. That's his responsibility. His burden. His choice. And I'm here. At Andrews. Coordinating. Maintaining. Functioning. While President Kingsley decides if we all die. While Iris. While my daughter. While she's still in the city. Still in the hot zone. Still maybe alive. Maybe dead. Maybe dying. I don't know. Can't know. Can't reach her. Can't help her. Can only wait. Can only coordinate. Can only do my duty. While she's 4 miles from where a nuclear weapon detonated. While she's being irradiated. While she's probably dying. While I'm here. Safe. Functional. Coordinating. Surviving. Doing my duty. While she dies. That's what I'm doing. That's my choice. Stay here. Do my duty. Let her die. Let my daughter die. Because the rational calculation says going in is suicide. Says I can't help her. Says I can help more people by staying. By functioning. By coordinating. The math says stay. Duty says stay. Survival says stay. So I stay. And she dies. And I live. And that's the choice. That's the choice. That's what I'm living with. 3 hours. 3 hours since the strikes. 3 hours since I last saw her. This morning. 07:45. Dropping her off at school. She smiled. Said thanks, Dad. Walked inside. Last time. Last image. Last memory. Her smiling. Her walking away. Her going inside. Her going to die. And I'm here. Remembering. Documenting. Recording. Surviving. While she's gone. While she's probably gone. Well, I don't know. Can't know. Have to accept. Have to continue. Have to survive. That's duty. That's training. That's what I do. Even when Even when it's killing me. Even when I hate it. Even when I hate myself. I continue. I function. I survive. That's the job. The radiation levels. Andrews Air Force Base. External readings. 420 Roentgen per hour. Rising. The fallout plume is spreading. Southeast from DC. Wind patterns. We're in the path. We're being contaminated. Everyone here. Everyone on base. We're being exposed. Moderate levels. Not immediately lethal. But dangerous. Cumulative. Hours of exposure. Days of exposure. We'll all have radiation doses. We'll all face consequences. Increased cancer risk. Immune problems. Long-term health effects. All of us. Everyone here. Everyone who stayed. Everyone who's doing their duty. We're being poisoned. Slowly. Silently. Invisibly. While we work. While we coordinate. While we function. We're dying. Just slower. Just quieter. Just less obviously than the people in DC. Than the people at Ground Zero. Than Iris. We're all dying. Just at different rates. Different speeds. Different timelines. But all dying. All contaminated. All poisoned. All paying the price for staying. For functioning. For doing our duty. The rescue operations. I'm asking again. Asking Captain Beaumont. Asking anyone. When do we go in? When do we search for survivors? When do we find people? Find Iris? Find my daughter? When? Captain Beaumont is shaking his head. Still no. Still too dangerous. Radiation levels downtown. Over 1,000 Roentgen per hour. Lethal within hours. Infrastructure collapsed. Fires still burning. Rescue teams would die. Would be killed by radiation. By collapsed buildings. By fires. By everything. Going in now means dying. Means suicide. Means throwing away trained personnel for corpse recovery. For people who are already dead. Already beyond help. Already beyond rescue. We have to wait. Wait for radiation to decline. Wait for fires to burn out. Wait days. Weeks. Maybe months. Before safe entry. Before we can search. Before we can find. Before we can recover. Bodies. That's what we'll recover. Bodies. Corpses. Radiation victims. Not survivors. Not living people. Not Iris. Not my daughter. Just her body. If we can identify it. If we can find it. If there's anything left to find. That's what I'm waiting for. Permission to recover my daughter's corpse. Days from now. Weeks from now. When radiation declines. When entry is safe. When I can finally know. Finally confirm. Finally stop hoping. Finally accept. Finally grieve. Days from now. Weeks from now. Not now. Not yet. Now I just don't know. Can't know. Have to wait. Have to wonder. Have to hope. Have to accept she's probably dead. Probably gone. Probably beyond help. But maybe not. Maybe alive. Maybe waiting. Maybe. That's what I have. Maybe. Uncertainty. Not knowing. Hoping. Grieving. Functioning. Surviving. All at once. All simultaneously. All while coordinating. While working. While doing my duty. That's what I'm living with. That's my reality now. My daughter probably dead. Probably. Maybe alive. Maybe. I don't know. Can't know. Have to continue anyway. Have to function anyway. Have to survive anyway. That's duty. That's training. That's who I am. Even when I'm breaking. Even when I'm dying inside. I continue. I function. I survive. That's the job. The command structure. It's forming. Slowly. Painfully. Inadequately. Military chain of command intact. Strategic Command. NORAD. Pacific Command. European Command. Central Command. All functioning. All coordinating. All maintaining readiness. But civilian authority. Constitutional authority. That's improvised. Secretary Kingsley being transported to Mount Weather. Emergency Operations Center. Virginia. Secure location. Hardened facility. He'll be sworn in there. Assume presidency there. Establish government there. What's left of government? What can be established? Cabinet members. He can appoint acting secretaries. Replace the dead. Replace everyone. Rebuild the government. From nothing. From one survivor. From Secretary of Agriculture. That's our government now. That's our leadership. That's who we report to, who we take orders from, who decides our fate. Secretary of Agriculture Thomas Kingsley, about to become President Kingsley, about to command nuclear forces, about to decide if we retaliate, if we escalate, if we end everything. That's who we have. That's who's in charge. That's who's responsible for 800 million Russian lives, for 8 billion human lives, for the continuation of civilization, for everything. Secretary of Agriculture. That's what we're left with. That's what survives decapitation strike. That's continuity of government. One man, one survivor, one cabinet secretary. That's America now. That's our government. That's our authority. One man with nuclear codes, with launch authority, with power to end the world. And we're hoping, we're praying, we're trusting that he makes the right choice, that he chooses wisely, that he doesn't kill everyone, that he doesn't end everything. That's what we're reduced to. Hope, prayer, trust in man we don't know, man who wasn't elected president, man who probably never wanted this, man who's terrified, overwhelmed, unprepared. That man now controls our fate, our survival, our future. That's terrifying. That's not comforting. That's not confidence inspiring. That's reality. That's what's left. That's what we have. So we trust him. We follow him. We obey him. Because there's no alternative. No other option. No other authority. Just him. Just President Kingsley. Just Secretary of Agriculture about to command nuclear forces. That's America now. That's what survives. That's what continues. One man. One survivor. One hope. That's all we have. That has to be enough. Has to be. 5 hours. 1900 hours. 5 hours since the strikes. Since my world ended. Since everything changed. Since Iris. Since I last knew. Last confirmed. Last saw her alive. 5 hours of not knowing. Of hoping. Of grieving. Of functioning. Of surviving. Of hating myself. Of doing my duty. Of continuing. All simultaneously. All at once. All tearing me apart. All keeping me together. All of it. Everything. All the time. That's what this is. That's what I'm living. That's what I'm surviving. Uncertainty. Duty. Grief. Hope. Despair. Function. Survival. All of it. All at once. All the time. Forever. Until I know. Until I find her. Until I recover her body. Until I confirm. Until I grieve. Until I what? Move on. Accept. Continue. I don't know. Don't know what happens next. Don't know how to survive this. Don't know how to live with this. Don't know anything except I have to continue. Have to function. Have to do my duty. Have to survive. That's all I know. That's all I can do. That's all I am now. Major Orvex Stone, United States Air Force, Presidential Airlift Squadron, coordinating, functioning, surviving, while my daughter dies, while my government dies, while my world dies. I continue. I function. I survive. That's duty. That's training. That's who I am. Even when it's killing me. Even when I'm dying inside. I continue. That's the job. Day 4. 96 hours since the strikes. 4 days. 4 days of not knowing. 4 days of waiting. 4 days of coordinating. 4 days of surviving. 4 days of dying inside. President Kingsley was sworn in 48 hours ago. Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center. Supreme Court Justice. No. Wait. No Supreme Court. They're dead. Federal Judge. District Court. Administered oath. Thomas Kingsley became president. 43rd President of the United States. First president sworn in during active nuclear crisis. First president who's Secretary of Agriculture. First president who inherited Smoking Crater where his capital used to be. His first decision. Retaliation. He authorized it. Strategic Command received launch authority. 46 hours ago, we launched. Full counterforce strike. Russian submarine bases. Command centers. Military installations. Not cities. Not civilian targets. Just military. Just counterforce. Just limited retaliation. Limited. We killed maybe 200,000 Russians. Maybe. Military personnel mostly. some civilians. Collateral damage. Acceptable losses. That's what they call it. Acceptable losses. 200,000 people. Acceptable. Because it's not 800 million. Because it's not full strategic exchange. Because it's not mutual assured destruction. Just limited. Just measured. Just proportional. Just 200,000 dead Russians in response to 800,000 dead Americans. That's the math. That's acceptable. That's presidential decision. That's what President Kingsley authorized. And the world didn't end. Russia didn't escalate. They absorbed it, accepted it, took the counterforce strike, lost their submarines, lost their command centers, lost 200,000 personnel, and stopped. Didn't escalate, didn't launch everything, didn't end the world. Just stopped. The war is over. The crisis is over. The strikes are done. Both sides. We hit them. They hit us. We hit them back. Everyone stopped. Everyone's dead enough. Everyone's satisfied with death toll. War's over. Crisis resolved. Deterrence restored. Lesson learned. Don't decapitate America. We'll decapitate your military. Everyone understands now. Everyone's clear. The war is over. Except my daughter is still missing. My capital is still destroyed. My government is still dead. My country is still decapitated. The crisis isn't over. Not for me. Not for survivors. Not for families. Not for people who lost. Who died. Who are dying. The crisis continues. The war continues. The disaster continues. Just not the shooting. Not the launching. Not the detonating. That part's over. But everything else. Everything that matters. That continues. That's ongoing. That's not resolved. That's my life now. My reality. My crisis. Continuing. Ongoing. Unresolved. The radiation levels. Slowly. 4 days of decay. The fallout is settling. The hot particles are everywhere. Ground contamination. 450 Röntgen per hour average in the downtown core. At ground zero. White House site. Pentagon site. Capitol site. Still over 1,000 Röntgen per hour. Lethal. Still lethal. But declining. Declining slowly. By next week. Maybe safe enough. Maybe 200 Röntgen per hour. Maybe survivable with protective equipment. Maybe we can enter. Maybe we can search. Maybe we can find survivors. Find bodies. Find Iris. Maybe. Next week. Maybe. I'm going in tomorrow. Permission granted. Rescue teams deploying. First entry operations. Search and rescue. Recovery operations. 40 personnel. Hazmat suits. Radiation protection. Medical support. We're going in. Into the hot zone. Into ground zero. Into my destroyed capital. To search. To find. To recover. Survivors if possible. Bodies if not. That's the mission. That's what we're doing. I volunteered. Captain Beaumont approved. Said I shouldn't. Said I'm too emotionally involved. Said I'll make mistakes. Said I'll take unnecessary risks. Said I'll get myself killed. Said everything that's true. Everything I know. Everything I accept. And then he approved it anyway. Said he understands. Said if it was his daughter, he'd go too. Said good luck. Said be careful. Said come back. That's permission. That's authorization. That's my chance. Tomorrow, I go in. I search. I find her. Find Iris. Find my daughter. Dead or alive. I find her. I bring her home. I do what fathers do. I find my child. Even when she's probably dead. Even when it's probably corpse recovery. Even when I'm probably too late. I go anyway. I search anyway. I find her anyway. That's what I do. That's who I am. Father. Before military. Before major. Before duty. Father. And fathers find their children. Fathers bring them home. Fathers don't leave them in rubble. In radiation. In destroyed cities. Fathers find them. That's tomorrow. That's my mission. That's what I'm doing. Tonight I'm checking equipment, reviewing maps, planning route, National Cathedral School, 4.2 miles from White House, Northwest DC, residential area. Some structures likely standing, some survivors possible, some hope, small hope, desperate hope, Probably futile hope. But hope anyway. Hope Iris survived. Hope the school stood. Hope she's sheltered. Hope she's alive. Hope she's waiting. Hope I find her alive. Hope. That's what I have. Hope. And radiation suit. And Geiger counter. And 4 days of grief. And desperate need to know. To find. To confirm. To find my daughter. Dead or alive. I find her. Tomorrow. I find her. The briefing. Mission planning. Captain Beaumont explaining. Explaining the reality. The conditions. The dangers. The expectations. The radiation. 450 Roentgen per hour average. With protective suits. 12-hour exposure limit. That's 5,400 Roentgen total dose. With suits. Without suits. Death within hours. With suits. Maybe survival. Maybe. Depends on exposure time. Depends on hot spots. Depends on contamination. Depends on luck. On chance. On radiation lottery. Some personnel will exceed safe doses. Some will develop acute radiation syndrome. Some will die. Some will sacrifice themselves searching for survivors. Searching for bodies. That's the mission. That's the risk. That's what we accept. What I accept. Going in means radiation exposure. Means health consequences. Means possible death. I accept that. I volunteer for that. I need to find her. Need to know. Need to bring her home. Worth the radiation. Worth the risk. Worth dying for. She's my daughter. She's worth everything. The city. The destruction. Satellite imagery. Drone reconnaissance. Captain Beaumont showing images. Showing what's left. Showing nothing. Downtown DC gone. Within 1 mile of each strike. Complete destruction. No structure standing. Just rubble. Just crater. Just nothing. The White House. Vaporized. The Capitol. Collapsed. The Pentagon. Destroyed. Everything. All of it. Gone. The monuments. The museums. The history. The government. The Capitol. The everything. Gone. Replaced by rubble. By fire. By radiation. By death. 4.2 miles from White House. National Cathedral area. Satellite imagery shows some structures standing. Damaged. Burned. Compromised. But standing. The cathedral itself. Still there. Damaged but recognizable. The school. Next to cathedral. Brick building. Historic. Partially collapsed. West wing down. East wing standing. Damaged. Windows blown out. Roof compromised. But standing. Structure exists. Survivors possible. Maybe Iris. Maybe she's there. Maybe she's in the east wing. Maybe she's sheltered. Maybe she's alive. Maybe. That's what I'm holding on to. That image. That satellite photo. That building partially standing. That possibility. That hope. That maybe. Maybe my daughter is there. Maybe she survived. Maybe she's waiting. Maybe she's alive. Maybe. 4 days of maybe. 4 days of hope. 4 days of grief. 4 days of not knowing. Tomorrow. Tomorrow I know. Tomorrow I find out. Tomorrow I search that building. Tomorrow I find her. Dead or alive. I find her. I bring her home. I do what I should have done 4 days ago. What I couldn't do. What duty prevented. What rational calculation prevented. What survival instinct prevented. Tomorrow I override all of that. Tomorrow I go in. Tomorrow I search. Tomorrow I find my daughter. That's tomorrow. That's my mission. That's everything. The equipment check. Hazmat suit. Level A protection. Fully encapsulated. Self-contained breathing. Radiation shielding. Geiger counter. Dosimeter. Communications equipment. Medical kit. Water. Food. 12 hours of supplies. 12 hours in the hot zone. 12 hours to search. To find. To recover. 12 hours. That's what I have. What I get. What I'm authorized. 12 hours in hell. 12 hours in ground zero. 12 hours in radiation. 12 hours to find my daughter. To bring her home. To know. Finally know. After 4 days of not knowing. After 4 days of maybe. After 4 days of hope and grief and uncertainty and everything. After 4 days I finally know. Tomorrow. 12 hours from now. I know. I find her. I bring her home. I finish this. I end this. I do what fathers do. I find my child. But tonight I don't know. Tonight is the last night of not knowing. Last night of maybe. Last night of hope. Last night of possibility. Tomorrow I know. Tomorrow the maybe ends. Tomorrow hope either confirms or dies. Tomorrow uncertainty resolves. Tomorrow I either find her alive or confirm she's dead. Tomorrow is the end. The end of waiting. The end of wondering. The end of hoping. The end of whatever this is. This limbo. This uncertainty. This torture. Tomorrow it ends. One way or another. Dead or alive. I find her. I know. I end the wondering. End the hoping. End the everything. Tomorrow I know. And tonight is the last night of not knowing. Last night of maybe. And I'm terrified of knowing. Terrified of tomorrow. Terrified of ending the maybe. Because maybe means she might be alive. Maybe means hope exists. Maybe means I haven't lost her yet. Haven't confirmed it. Haven't accepted it. Haven't grieved completely. Maybe means she could still be alive. Could still be waiting. Could still be saved. Maybe means possibility. Means hope. Means she's still my daughter who might be alive. Not my daughter who's dead. Not yet. Not until I confirm. Not until I find her body. Not until tomorrow. Tonight she's still maybe alive. Still possibly waiting. Still Iris. Still my daughter. Still hope. Tomorrow that ends. Tomorrow I know. And I'm terrified. Terrified of knowing. Terrified of losing maybe. Terrified of confirming. Terrified of grieving completely. Of accepting completely. Of losing her completely. Because as long as I don't know, as long as there's maybe, she's not completely gone. Not completely lost. Not completely dead. There's still hope. Still possibility. Still her. Somewhere. Maybe. And I'm not ready to lose that. Not ready to lose maybe. Not ready to know. But I have to know. Have to find her. Have to end the torture. End the wondering. End the maybe. Have to know. Have to face it. Have to be her father. Have to bring her home. Dead or alive. Have to. That's tomorrow. And I'm terrified. And I'm ready. And I'm not ready. And I have to go anyway. Have to search anyway. Have to know anyway. That's tomorrow. That's what I do. That's who I am. Father. Finding his daughter. Dead or alive. Ending the maybe. Facing the truth. Bringing her home. That's tomorrow. Day 5. Mission day. 0600 hours. Convoy forming. Forti personnel. Hazmat suits. Radiation equipment. Medical support. Trucks. Humvees. Support vehicles. We're loading. We're preparing. We're going in. Into the hot zone. Into my destroyed capital. Into where my daughter might be. Where she probably isn't. Where she's probably dead. Where I'm probably recovering a corpse. Where I find out. Where I know. Where the maybe ends. That's where we're going. That's what we're doing. I'm suited up. Level A protection. Breathing apparatus. Radiation shielding. Geiger counter reading. Reading ambient. 230 Roentgen per hour here at Andrews. The fallout. The contamination. We're already exposed just being here. Just existing. Just surviving. We're all contaminated. All exposed. All facing consequences. All dying slowly. Some faster than others. Tomorrow I might be in the fast category. In the high exposure category. In the probably dying category. I accept that. I accept the risk. Accept the consequences. Accept everything. For her. For Iris. For my daughter. For knowing. For ending the maybe. For bringing her home. I accept it all. I'm ready. I'm going. The convoy is moving. We're departing Andrews. Heading northwest. Into DC. Into the hot zone. Into ground zero. The roads are damaged. Cracked. Debris. Some burned. Some crushed. Some just left. Empty. Owners fled. Owners died. Owners. Owners gone. The city is silent, empty, dead. No traffic, no people, no life. Just ruins, just contamination, just death. That's Washington, D.C. now. That's my capital. That's what's left. The radiation readings, climbing, 300 Roentgen per hour, 400, 500. We're approaching the core, approaching ground zero, approaching where the strikes hit, where the warheads detonated, where everything died. 500 Roentgen per hour, 600, 700. This is lethal. This is what killed everyone. What's still killing? What's killing us now? Slowly, through the suits, through the shielding, through everything. We're being irradiated. We're dying. Just slower than the people who were here 4 days ago. Slower than the ones who died immediately. Slower than Iris. If she died, when she died, how she died, I don't know. Don't know yet. Know soon. Know when we arrive. Know when I search. Know when I find her. Soon. Soon I know. National Cathedral area. We're here. 4.2 miles from White House. The structures. Some standing. The cathedral. Damaged. Walls cracked. Roof partially collapsed. But recognizable. Still standing. Still there. The school. Next to it. National Cathedral School. Iris's school. The building. East wing standing. West wing collapsed. Debris. Rubble. Fire damage. Radiation. But structure exists. Building's there. Maybe she's there. Maybe she's inside. Maybe she survived. Maybe. That word. That hope. That torture. Maybe. For days of maybe. Now I find out. Now I search. Now I know. Now the maybe ends. The team is deploying. Spreading out. Search grid. Coordinate search. Systematic. Professional. I'm going to the school. To Iris's school. To find her. Captain Beaumont is with me. And 3 others. 5 personnel searching the school. Searching for survivors. For bodies. For Iris. For my daughter. For the end of maybe. The building entrance. East wing. Doors blown out. Windows shattered. Interior visible. Dark. Damaged. Debris. We're entering. Geiger counter screaming. 850 Roentgen per hour. This is lethal. This is what I was afraid of. What I knew. What I accepted. 850 per hour. We have maybe 2 hours before we hit acute radiation dose. Maybe less. Maybe. There's that word again. Maybe. Everything's maybe. Everything's uncertainty. Everything's dying. We're dying now. In this building. Searching. Dying while we search. That's the mission. That's what we do. But he's searching. We die trying. We die bringing them home. That's duty. That's love. That's being father. Dying to bring your child home. That's what I'm doing. That's who I am. The interior. Classroom. Desks overturned. Debris everywhere. Papers. Books. Backpacks. Student belongings. Evidence of children. Of students. Of Iris maybe. Maybe her classroom. Maybe where she was. Maybe. I am searching. Looking. Calling her name. Iris. Iris, can you hear me? Iris, it's Dad. Iris, I'm here. I'm calling into the rubble, into the darkness, into the silence. No response, no sound, no her. She's not here, not in this classroom. We're moving, searching. Next classroom, next room, next maybe, next possibility, next hope, next nothing, empty, debris, destruction, no survivors, no iris, not here, where is she, where's my daughter, where, I'm searching, we're searching, room by room, classroom by classroom, floor by floor, searching, calling, looking, finding nothing, finding no one, finding empty, finding destroyed, finding death, but not her, Not Iris. Not my daughter. She's not here. She's somewhere. She has to be somewhere. She was here. This was her school. She was here. Where is she? Where? Where? Captain Beaumont is pointing to stairwell, basement, the shelter, the school shelter. Students would have sheltered in basement. Emergency protocols, lockdown procedures, basement shelter. That's where she'd be. That's where students went. That's where I find her. Basement, down the stairs, into the shelter, into where she is, where she has to be. Where I find her, dead or alive. I find her, down the stairs, into darkness, into uncertainty, into knowing, into the end of maybe. I'm going down, the basement, dark, flashlight, concrete walls, support structures, shelter area, room, large room, tables, chairs, supplies, emergency shelter, where students came, where they hid, where they died, maybe where they survived, maybe Iris, maybe she's here, maybe. I am searching, looking, the flashlight beam, moving across the room, across bodies, oh God, bodies, students, children, dead, radiation, trauma, blast effects, they're dead, all of them, dozens, maybe 40, maybe 50, students, children, teenagers, dead, all dead. They sheltered here. They followed protocols. They did everything right. And they died anyway. The shelter wasn't adequate. The protection wasn't enough. The radiation, the blast effects, the building damage. It killed them all. All these children, all these students, all dead. I am searching, looking for Iris, for my daughter, for her face, her body, her. I'm looking, flashlight moving, body by body, face by face. Not her, not Iris. Where is she? Where's my daughter? She has to be here. She was here. This is her school, her shelter, her. Where is she? Desperate now, frantic, looking, every body, every face, every student, every child, every not her, not Iris, not my daughter. She's not here. She's not among the dead. She's not here. Where is she? Where's my daughter? Where? Captain Beaumont is calling. Found something. Found someone. Found her. Oh God, no. He found her. He's pointing to corner, to body, to Iris, to my daughter, to her. I'm moving, running, across the shelter, across the bodies, across everything, to her, to Iris, to my daughter, to. She's there. She's lying against the wall, corner of the shelter, concrete wall. She's curled up, fetal position, arms wrapped around herself, around a backpack. Her backpack, purple, with patches, dinosaur patches. She loved dinosaurs, wanted to be paleontologist. She has her backpack. She's holding on to it, like it would protect her, like it mattered, like anything mattered. She's holding her backpack, and she's dead. My daughter is dead. Iris is dead. My baby is dead. She's gone. I'm kneeling, next to her, next to my daughter's body, next to Iris. I'm touching her, gloved hand on her shoulder, on her cold shoulder, on her dead shoulder, on my dead daughter. She's cold. She's been dead for 4 days, 4 days, since the strikes, since the flash, since the radiation, since I dropped her off, since she smiled, since she said thanks Dad, since she walked inside, since the last time I saw her alive, 4 days ago. She died 4 days ago, and I'm just finding her now, just Just confirming. Just ending the maybe. Just knowing. Finally knowing. She's dead. My daughter is dead. Iris is dead. The maybe is over. The hope is gone. The uncertainty resolved. She's dead. She's been dead. I knew probably. I knew likely. I knew the odds. But now I know. Now I see. Now I'm touching her cold dead body. Now I'm kneeling next to my dead daughter. Now I know. Completely. Certainly. Absolutely. No more maybe. No more hope. No more her. She's gone. She's dead. She's never coming back. Never growing up. Never graduating. Never anything. She's dead. Dead at 14. Dead in shelter. Dead holding her backpack. Dead trying to be safe. Dead following protocols. Dead doing everything right. Dead anyway. Dead because nuclear warhead. Because decapitation strike. Because someone decided killing our leadership was worth killing my daughter. Worth killing all these children. Worth 800,000 casualties. Worth destroying everything. Everything. She's dead. My Iris is dead. My daughter is dead. My baby is dead. And I'm here. 4 days late. 4 days too late. I'm here now. Now that it doesn't matter. Now that she's gone. Now that there's nothing I can do. Nothing but kneel here. Touch her cold shoulder. Look at her dead face. Remember her alive. Remember her smiling. Remember her saying thanks, Dad. Remember everything. Everything that's gone. Everything that died. Everything. My daughter. My Iris. My everything. Gone. Dead. Lost. Forever. I'm staying here. Kneeling here. Next to her. Next to my dead daughter. I can't leave her. Can't walk away. Can't just leave her here. In this basement. In this shelter. In this tomb. With all these other dead children. All these other casualties. All these other people's daughters. Other people's sons. Other people's Iris. All of them. All dead. All here. All casualties. All acceptable losses. All sacrifices for what? For decapitation strike? For removing our government? For what did my daughter die? What did any of them die for? What was worth this? What was worth 800,000 dead? What was worth her? Worth Iris? Worth my daughter? What could possibly be worth this? Worth her cold body, her dead face, her everything gone. What was this for? Who benefited? Who won? Who got what they wanted? Someone killed our government. Someone killed our capital. Someone killed my daughter. And for what? For what purpose? For what gain? For what? What did her death accomplish? What did any of this accomplish? The president's dead. Replaced. Government's dead. Rebuilt. Capital's dead. Will be rebuilt. Everything will be replaced. Rebuilt. Continued. Except her. Except Iris. Except my daughter. Except these children. They don't get replaced. They don't get rebuilt. They don't continue. They're just dead. Just gone. Just casualties. Just acceptable losses. Just sacrifices for nothing. For temporary disruption. For attack that changed nothing. Changed nothing except made them dead. Made her dead. Made my daughter dead. That's what this accomplished. Dead children. Dead daughter. Dead everything that mattered. That's the result. That's the outcome. That's what decapitation strike means. Dead government that gets replaced. Dead children who don't. That's what I'm kneeling next to. That's what I'm touching. That's what I came to find. Dead daughter. Dead hope. Dead everything. That's the mission accomplished. That's success. I found her. I know. The maybe is over. She's dead. My Iris is dead. I'm here. And it doesn't matter. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't. Doesn't bring her back. Doesn't. Doesn't help. Doesn't. Doesn't do anything except end the maybe. End the hope. End everything. She's dead. I know. That's all. That's everything. She's dead. And I'm here. And it's too late. 4 days too late. Forever too late. She's dead. And I couldn't save her. Couldn't protect her. Couldn't do anything. I'm her father. I'm supposed to protect her. Supposed to keep her safe. Supposed to save her. And I failed. I stayed at my post. I did my duty. I coordinated response. I helped others. And my daughter died. My daughter died alone. In a shelter. Holding her backpack. Waiting for me maybe. For daddy. For rescue. For help that never came. For protection that never arrived. For me. And I wasn't there. I stayed away. I did my duty. And she died. She died alone. And I failed her. I failed my daughter. I chose duty over her. Chose coordination over rescue. Chose helping others over helping her. And she died. She died because I made that choice. Because I stayed. Because I did my duty. Because I chose wrong. I chose wrong. I should have come. Should have gone in immediately. Should have found her. Should have tried. Should have died trying. Should have been her father first. Before major. Before military. Before duty. Should have been father. Should have come for her. Should have done something. Anything. Instead of staying. Instead of coordinating. Instead of surviving while she died. That's what I did. I survived. She died. I made the rational choice. The correct choice. The duty choice. And it killed her. And I live with that. I survive with that. I carry that. Forever. My daughter died because I chose duty. Chose to let her die. And I have to live with that. Have to survive with that. Have to carry that forever. That choice. That failure. That dead daughter. That cold body. That everything I lost. Because I chose right. Because I did my duty. Because I survived. That's what I have now. That's what I carry. Dead daughter. Correct choice. Rational decision. Duty performed. And her cold body. And her dead face. And everything gone. Forever. That's the price. That's the cost. That's what duty costs. Dead daughter. That's what correct choice means. Lost everything. That's what I'm kneeling next to. That's what I'm touching. That's what I found. That's what I know now. She's dead. I survived. I chose duty. She died. I live. That's the trade. That's the cost. That's everything. She's gone. I'm here. I failed her. And I have to live with that. Forever. That's what remains. That's what survives. Me. And the knowledge. And the failure. And the dead daughter. That's all that's left. That's everything. She's dead. I chose duty. She paid. That's the truth. That's reality. That's what I carry now. Forever. Day 37. 5 weeks since the strikes. 5 weeks since Iris died. 5 weeks since I found her. 5 weeks since everything ended. I'm back at Andrews. Recovered. Mostly. The radiation exposure. Mission day. 12 hours in the hot zone. Total dose. 6,200 Roentgen. That's high. That's acute radiation syndrome. I spent 2 weeks in medical isolation. Bone marrow transplant. Blood transfusions. Antibiotics. Fluids. For medications. Everything. Every treatment. I survived. 58% of personnel who entered the hot zone survived. 42% died. Acute radiation syndrome. Organ failure. Infections. Bleeding. They died. I survived. I don't know which. I survived to. To what? To continue functioning? To keep coordinating? To live without her? That's survival. That's what I get. Continued existence without Iris. That's the prize. That's what I fought radiation for. That's That's what remains. We recovered 231 bodies from National Cathedral School. 231 students and staff. All dead. All casualties. All killed by decapitation strike. Iris was casualty number 114. Identified by dental records. By her purple backpack. By her father who found her. Who kneeled next to her. Who touched her cold shoulder. Who failed her. That's how casualty 114 was identified. By her father. By me. Major Orvek Stone. Who chose duty. Who stayed at his post. Who coordinated response. Who survived. Who failed to save his daughter. That's me. That's who I am now. Father who failed. Survivor who shouldn't have survived. Major who chose duty over daughter. That's what remains. That's who I am. That's what 5 weeks of survival looks like. The final casualty count. Washington, D.C., 843,000 dead. Confirmed. Another 170,000 missing. Presumed dead. Total. Just over 1 million casualties. 1 million people. My capital. My city. My everything. 1 million dead. Including my daughter. Including casualty 114. Including Iris. Including everything that mattered. The government. Rebuilt. President Kingsley. Still president. Appointed new cabinet. Acting secretaries. Temporary appointments. Rebuilding administration. Rebuilding command structure. Rebuilding everything. New capital. Temporary. Philadelphia. Government relocating. Can't stay in D.C. Too contaminated. Too destroyed. Too dead. Moving government to Philadelphia. Temporary capital. Until what? Until D.C. is decontaminated? Until radiation declines? Until 50 years pass? 100 years? How long before Washington, D.C. is habitable again? How long before? Before we can return? Before we can rebuild? Before it's safe? Decades. Maybe longer. Maybe never. Maybe Washington, D.C. is dead. Permanently. Maybe the capital is gone. Replaced. Moved. Continued somewhere else. While the old capital, the old city, the place where 1 million people died, that's monument now. That's memorial. That's grave. 1 million graves. Including my daughters. Including Iris. Including everyone who mattered. The war. It's over. Officially. Treaty signed 2 weeks ago. United States and Russian Federation. Ceasefire agreement. Mutual withdrawal. Mutual everything. War's over. Crisis resolved. Peace achieved. We won. We survived. Government continues. Military functions. Country persists. We won. That's the official narrative. That's what President Kingsley says. That's success. 1 million dead Americans. 200,000 dead Russians. Government decapitated. Capital destroyed. Nation traumatized. But we survived. Government rebuilt. Country continues. That's what they call winning. What victory looks like. I don't understand it. Don't feel it. We won and my daughter's dead. Those things don't go together. Don't make sense. They say we won. They say victory. They say the country survived. The government continues. The system persists. That's what matters to them. Continuity of government. Continuation of state. Survival of system. That's the prize. That's what 1 million casualties purchased. Government continuity. System survival. That's the trade. Their lives for its continuation. 1 million dead for governmental persistence. That's what they call success. What I'm supposed to celebrate. Supposed to be proud of. Supposed to accept. We won. We survived. Government continues. They say that's everything. They say that's what matters. They say we should be grateful. Should be proud. Should be celebrating. We won. She's dead. Those things don't balance. Don't equate. Don't make sense together. We won. She died. How is that winning? How is that anything except loss? Except failure? Except everything wrong. The government continues. The system persists. And my daughter is dead. And that's supposed to be acceptable. Supposed to be worth it. 1 million dead for governmental continuity. That's the math. That's the trade. That's what they say is success. And I can't accept it. Can't celebrate it. Can't feel it. I just feel empty. Just feel loss. Just feel failure. My daughter's dead. They say we won. Those are the facts. The reality. The outcome. And I don't know what to do with that. Don't know how to live with that. Don't know how to survive that. They say we won. She's dead. I survived. She didn't. I chose duty. She paid. That's what they call winning. That's what remains. That's everything. The medal. They're giving me a medal. Commendation. For mission day. For recovery operations. For finding 231 bodies. For recovering casualties. For doing my duty under extreme conditions. For surviving 6,200 Röntgen. For bringing them home. Bringing her home. Bringing Iris home. That's commendable. That's medal worthy. That's what they're honoring. My failure. My too late arrival. My choosing duty first and daughter second. That's honorable. That's medal worthy. That's what they celebrate. The father who stayed at his post. Who coordinated response. Who helped others. Who let his daughter die alone. Who came 4 days late. Who found her cold body. Who kneeled next to her corpse. Who failed completely. That's medal worthy. That's honorable service. That's what they're celebrating. My failure. My loss. My dead daughter. They're giving me a medal for it. For losing her. For choosing duty. For surviving while she died. That's the honor. That's the recognition. That's what they think deserves celebration. Dead daughter. Correct choice. Duty performed. Survival achieved. Medal earned. That's the system. That's the values. That's what matters to them. Not her. Not Iris. Not my daughter. Not the casualty. Just the performance. Just the duty. Just the continuation. Just the survival. That's what they honor. That's what they celebrate. That's what they medal. And I don't want it. Don't want their medal. Don't want their honor. Don't want their celebration of my failure. Don't want any of it. I want my daughter back. I want Iris alive. I want to go back 5 weeks. Want to choose different. Want to go to her immediately. Want to die trying. Want to not survive while she dies. Want anything except this. Except medal for failure. Except honor for loss. Except survival without her. I don't want to survive. Don't want to continue. Don't want to. Don't want this. Any of this. All of this. I just want her back. Want Iris back. Want my daughter back. And I can't have that. Can't get that. Can't change anything. She's dead. I'm alive. That's permanent. That's irreversible. That's forever. And they're giving me a medal for it. For that permanence. For that irreversibility. For that forever loss. They're honoring it. Celebrating it. Recognizing it. And I have to accept it. Have to wear it. Have to stand there while they pin it on. While they congratulate me. While they honor me. While they celebrate my failure. My loss. My dead daughter. I have to stand there. Accept it. Thank them. Perform. Continue. Survive. That's duty. That's what I do. That's who I am now. Medal recipient. Honor holder. Failure survivor. Father who lost. Major who chose duty. Man who lives with dead daughter. With correct choice. With survival he doesn't want. That's me. That's who I am. That's what remains. The ceremony. It was yesterday. Formal. Official. President Kingsley presented. The medal. The commendation. The honor. He shook my hand. Said I was hero. Said I exemplified courage. Said I represented the best of military service. Said I saved lives through coordination. Said I recovered casualties with valor. Said I made ultimate sacrifice. No, I didn't. I survived. Iris made ultimate sacrifice. She died. I just lived. I just survived. I just continued existing without her. That's not sacrifice. That's not valor. That's not heroism. That's just failure that survived. That's what I am. But President Kingsley doesn't know that, doesn't understand that. He sees medal-worthy service. He sees duty performed. He sees what the system values, sees continuation, sees survival, sees function. He doesn't see my failure, my loss, my dead daughter. He doesn't see casualty 114, doesn't see Iris, doesn't see her cold body, her purple backpack, her everything lost. He just sees the major who coordinated, who responded, who recovered, who survived. That's what he honors. That's what he medals. That's what he celebrates. And I stood there, accepted it, thanked him, performed my role, continued functioning, continued surviving, continued being what they need. Medal recipient, hero, example, inspiration, all of it, performance, all of it, function, all of it, survival. While inside I'm dead. Inside I'm with Iris. Inside I'm kneeling next to her, touching her cold shoulder, failing her, forever failing her. That's inside. But outside I'm Major Orvex Stone, medal recipient, honor holder, hero, example of duty, example of courage, example of everything the system values. Everything except what actually matters. Except her. Except Iris. Except my daughter who died because I chose duty. Because I chose system. Because I chose to let her die. That's outside. That's performance. That's survival. And I hate it. Hate the medal. Hate the honor. Hate the celebration. Hate that I survived. Hate that she died. Hate that I have to live with it. Have to carry it. Have to survive it. Forever. That's what the medal means. Forever survival. Forever loss. Forever living with dead daughter. With correct choice. With failure that gets honored. That gets celebrated. That gets continued. Forever. That's the medal. That's the honor. That's what winning means. They say we won. She's dead. I survived. I have medal. That's everything. That's what remains. That's my life now. The future. I don't know. Don't know what happens next. I'm still Air Force. Still Major. Still Presidential Airlift Squadron. Still functioning. Still coordinating. Still performing duty. Still surviving. That's what I do. That's what I'm trained for. That's who I am. Military. Officer. Major. Pilot. Professional. Functional. Continuing. Surviving. Even when I don't want to. Even when survival feels like punishment. Like sentence. Life sentence. Surviving without her. That's the sentence. That's the punishment. That's what I'm serving. Life. Without Iris. Without my daughter. Without everything that mattered. That's the future. That's what remains. That's forever. Continuing. Functioning. Surviving. Performing duty. Earning medals. Receiving honors. Living without her. Living with failure. Living with correct choice that killed her. Living with survival I don't deserve. Don't want. Don't know how to live with. But living anyway. Surviving anyway. Continuing anyway. Because that's duty. That's training. That's who I am. Major Orvex Stone, United States Air Force. Medal recipient. Failure survivor. Father who lost. Man who chose duty. Man who lives with dead daughter. With what they call success. With everything wrong. That's me. That's who I am now. That's what 5 weeks of survival looks like. That's what winning costs. That's the price of success. They say we won. She's dead. I survived. I have medal. Government continues. Country persists. System functions. That's what they call winning. What success looks like. I can't feel it. Can't celebrate it. Can't understand how this is winning. She's dead. How is that winning? They say it is. They say the system survived. They say that's what matters. They say I should be proud. Should be grateful. Should accept it. I can't accept that her death was worth it. Worth system survival. Worth government continuity. Worth anything. She was everything. And they say we won. I don't know what that means anymore. Don't know what winning is. If this is winning. If survival without her is success. If medal for finding her corpse is honor. Then I don't want to win. Don't want success. Don't want any of it. Just want her back. Just want different outcome. Want to have chosen different. Want to have gone to her immediately. Want anything except this. Except what they call success. Except what they call winning. Except this survival. This medal. This life without her. That's the future. That's what remains. That's forever. Living with what they call success. Living with dead daughter. Living with survival that feels like death. That's me. That's my life. That's everything now. Forever. What they call winning. Dead daughter. Survival I don't want. Medal I didn't earn. Honor I don't deserve. Life I can't live. But living anyway. Surviving anyway. Continuing anyway. Because that's what we do. That's what military does. That's what duty requires. We survive. We continue. We function. Even when everything's gone. Even when everyone's dead. Even when what they call winning is empty. When survival means nothing. When nothing matters anymore. We continue. We function. We survive. That's duty. That's training. That's who we are. Survivors of what they call success. Carriers of dead daughters. Recipients of undeserved medals. Performers of continued duty. That's us. That's me. That's everything. Forever. What they call winning. Dead daughter. Continued survival. That's the end. That's what remains. That's all there is. She's dead. They say we won. That's everything. That's the story. That's what they call success.